من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Please read it.
الحمد لله رب العالمين
Okay, it is Alhamdulillah, he, not he.
الحمد لله رب العالمين
Next.
الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
Do not stretch the da, do not stretch the ta.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
Surah Baqara. Baqara means Baqara. Baqara in Arabic means the bull. Summary of topics contained in Surah Baqara. Alright, so these are the topics which are covered in Surah Al Baqarah. Number one, Tawheed, Risalah. Tawheed means oneness of Allah, Risalah, the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jihad in Allah's path. Jihad means fighting. Spending in Allah's path like charity, zakah, etc. Matters of administration, matters of welfare. These are the six key themes of the surah. Surah Baqarah was the first surah revealed in Medina. So as you know that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spent 13 years after the prophethood was announced in Mecca and the remaining 10 or 11 years in Medina. So some part of the Quran was revealed in Mecca, some was revealed in Medina. Since there was a strong presence of Jews in and around Medina, this surah addresses them in detail. Among them were many affluent and learned people. Therefore, if these people were addressed and convinced of the truth of Islam, they would be able to influence many others. By constantly making mention of Tawheed, all aspects of it are discussed, and its antithesis, which is Shirk, is refuted from all angles. This is necessary because the mushrikeen, Jews, and Christians were involved in the following three types of shirk. Considering the angels, saints, and idols as beings who possess knowledge of the unseen, they called on them for assistance in their difficulties. Okay, so it is our belief, it is our faith that only Allah knows the unseen, only Allah knows the future, only Allah knows things which are not revealed yet. And no human knows the unseen. Yes, Allah has told the messengers about paradise and about hell and about other events which may occur in the future, but that is a limited knowledge and that is given by Allah to the messengers. The messengers do not possess this quality on their own. So Allah's knowledge of the unseen is unlimited. However, the knowledge, and it is not given by any other being. Allah possessed this knowledge from time immemorial, from the very from eternity, or there is no beginning of that period where he already had this knowledge of the unseen. This is what I'm trying to say. But the messengers did not know, and they were told by Allah, or they were taught by Allah later on, and their knowledge is limited, whereas Allah's knowledge is unlimited. So these are two or three main things which we have to consider. So in reality, only Allah knows the unseen. So, however, the mushrikeen or the kuffar and the Christian and other uh, non-believers like Christians and Jews, they used to consider angels, saints, and idols as beings who possess knowledge of the unseen. They called on them for assistance in their difficulties. Okay, related to this, I will narrate a hadith, and I am paraphrasing the meaning that whoever goes to a palmist or a seer, a fortune teller, he is not from the Muslims. So if a person consults a palmist or a fortune teller or a tarot card reader or a zodiac sign reader, and if he tries to find out what is going to happen in his future, then he is out of the fold of Islam. We have to be very careful and cautious. Astrology is totally haram. Yeah, astronomy is halal. The knowledge of the stars from which you can uh, understand the ways and the paths in this world, that is a separate knowledge. So that is astronomy is a separate thing, but astrology is not allowed. It is haram. The same is the case with palmistry, zodiac signs, etc. Okay, they used to take oaths and make sacrifices in the names of their gods and even erected altars where these would be offered. They believed that by making these offerings, their gods would be pleased with them. In this way, they thought that they would be blessed with wealth and children, and that these gods would draw blessings from Allah. All right. So it is very important that whenever we sacrifice animals like goats, cows, buffaloes, whatever animal we sacrifice, it should be only in the name of Allah, not in the name of any holy saint or whatever. So in the subcontinent, unfortunately, in Pakistan and India, Bangladesh, it is a common practice that people go to the shrines and they sacrifice animals in the names of their elders, those pious saint people who never ordered them or never taught them to do that, but they do. They also perform sajda there. They put their forehead on the ground in front of those graves, which is completely, totally shirk, and it is not allowed in Islam. Some of the people, they go around the graves of saints like as if they are going round around the Kaaba. In the same way, this is all of this is rubbishness, foolishness. This has nothing to do with Islam. So the kuffar used to sacrifice animals in the name of their false, fake gods and idols. They believed that by making these offerings, their gods would be pleased. So this is totally wrong. This is shirk. They believed that the gods and saints that they worshipped are so loved by Allah that He would never reject their intercession or their pleas on behalf of those who worship them. All of these are false and fake beliefs. Surah Baqara can be divided into two sections. The first section commences at the beginning of the surah and ends with the words, and they are the ones who have taqwa. Verse 177. The second section begins from this point and concludes at the end of the surah. The first section discusses two themes, Tawheed and Risala. Tawheed is discussed from the beginning of surah until the words, and they will not be helped. Verse 123. The discussion of Risala begins with the verse, when his Rabb tried Ibrahim alayhi salam. Verse 124, and ends at the end of first section, verse 177. Therefore, the first section is like a commentary of the kalima, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. The second section discusses matters that pertain to people's reformation and gives advice about how people may correct their spiritual and social affairs. It also gives details concerning waging jihad and spending in Allah's cause. This section commands the Muslims to fight for the preservation of the kalima, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. The essence of the surah, together with correcting religious and material matters, Jihad should be waged against the mushrikeen to preserve the kalima. What should always be borne in mind is that no person's word will be accepted when it contradicts the Sharia. Sharia means rules and regulations of Islam, irrespective of his status. Okay, no matter how high a person is or how powerful a person is in a society, if he says anything which goes against Islam, he will not be listened to. While the Sharia need not conform with the beliefs and actions of any saint or Sufi, the beliefs and actions of every saint and Sufi must conform with the Sharia. Same principle can be applied on other issues or on other perspectives also. So, for example, today the Western world or the non-Muslim world is trying to change the meaning of Islam, or it is trying to taint Islam according to their wishes and whims. And they are trying to introduce new concepts, and they are trying to modify the concepts. They are trying they are exerting their full energy in doing so. However, we have to believe in this strongly and firmly, that Islam is not a way of life which can be changed. It is we who have to change. The world has to change according to Islam. Islam will never change according to world, because Islam is perfect, it is eternal, it is Allah's religion, and Allah knows what will happen in the future. So Allah has included all of necessary things which we need to live our life successfully in both of the worlds. Are you getting my point, Afwan?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is true Islam? True Islam can be derived from Quran and Sunnah. Quran, the book of Allah, the speech of Allah, the kalam of Allah, and Sunnah, the way of the Prophet. These are the two main sources of Islam. Scholars are only there to spread the knowledge of Islam. They are not there to invent any new thing in Islam. They don't have such an authority. Nobody has such an authority. Their only job is to learn and then deliver to others. That's it. All right. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Alif Lam Mim. Only Allah knows its meaning. So these are called muqatta'at letters. For example, in Surah Yasin, the first word is Yasin. Similarly, Alif Lam Mim. Similarly, there is another surah where it is Alif Lam Mim Sad. Similarly, there is another surah where it begins with Qaf. So these are muqatta'at letters, these are special letters. Only Allah knows the meaning of these letters. There is no doubt or error in this book, the Quran, which Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recites to you. In it is a means of guidance for those with taqwa, for those who carry out what they are commanded to do and who abstain from what they have been forbidden. There was a companion, a friend of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was very knowledgeable about Islam. And Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu. Do you know who was Umar?
Yes.
Yeah. So Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu, who was the father-in-law of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his daughter's name was Hafsa radiyallahu anha, who was the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu was the second leader of Muslims. The first leader of Muslims was Prophet Muhammad, and after him succeeded Abu Bakr, and then succeeded Umar. So after the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the second leader was Umar. After Abu Bakr, the second one was Umar. So Umar radiyallahu anhu once asked from that companion that what is the meaning of taqwa? We are encountering this word again and again and again in the Quran. What is the meaning of taqwa? So that person, that friend of the Prophet replied, have you ever gone through a place where there are many thorns, were many thorny bushes. So remember that they were living in a desert. So yeah, they encountered, they faced these things a lot of times. So Sayyidina Umar replied, yes, of course, I have encountered, or I have faced many thorny bushes. So he said that, how do you proceed? How do you walk and in an area where there are many thorns? So he said that I am very cautious. I am very careful. I fold my clothes very carefully, and I try not to touch any thorn so that my clothes are not torn. So he said the same way applies on the word taqwa. Taqwa means that you are very careful, very cautious. You live your life carefully. You are not careless. You are very careful with your eyes. You only see halal things, no haram things. And you only speak the truth. You try your level best to speak the truth. You do not speak any lies. You listen to only those things which are allowed in Islam. You think about the things which are only allowed in Islam. You do you do any action with your hands and your feet and your body which is halal, and you prevent yourself from haram things. You are in short, you live a very cautious life. You are very careful about it. Are you getting my point, Afwan?
Yes.
This is the meaning of taqwa. So there is no doubt in this book. First of all, this book is absolute truth, and secondly, it has guidance in it, but only for those who are careful people, who are serious, sincere people. Those who are careless, who are not sincere about their life, who do not question the wrong things which happen in the society, who do not try to answer their own confusions about life, who do not try to find out the truth, and who do not try to find out the solution to their unrest inside their minds and hearts, because they are not remembering Allah, because they do not what Islam is. Those who do not search for the truth, they are not the sincere ones. They are indulging in drugs, they are indulging in some other entertainment things, but they are not solving the real problem. They are not finding the solution to the real problem, which is their soul. They are not finding about that. They are not serious people. So in this book, there is no guidance for them. Guidance is only for those who want guidance, who demand guidance, who ask for guidance, who request for guidance, who search for guidance. Guidance is only for those people. Those with taqwa are they who have iman in, who believe in the truth of the unseen. So the first condition is the taqwa. And then after taqwa are those people who have iman, who have faith on the unseen or in the unseen. What is unseen? Paradise, hell, jinn, angels, etc. So we cannot see in this world the paradise, hell, jinn, the angels, but still we believe in all of these things because it has been mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah. Who established Salah? So here the word is not who offers Salah. The word is establish. It is very important. إقام الصلاة ويقيمون الصلاة. So ويقيموا is the word of plural. It is not used for singular, it is for plural. So they establish prayer. Who establish prayer? Who establish salah? They regularly perform salah. Number one, they perform it regularly, not occasionally, ensuring that all its conditions are fulfilled. So two things. First of all, they perform it regularly, and secondly, they ensure that all its conditions are fulfilled. They perform their wudu properly. First of all, they learn it properly. Then they perform wudu properly. They perform it in time. The men go to the masjid to offer with jama'ah, and the women offer their prayers at their homes. Then they learn all of its conditions, all of its rulings, which things can make the namaz void or null, which things, if we take care of, we can increase the khushu or increase our focus and concentration in the salah. They understand and they try to learn all of these details. They learn the tajweed of the namaz. They know how to pronounce the Arabic words properly. They know the meanings of what they are saying in the namaz. And whatever is being said, they, after understanding it, they try to act upon it also. So the whole foundation of Islam is based upon kalima, and after kalima is the namaz or salah. So they establish salah. This is a very important point. They have taqwa, they believe in the unseen, they establish their salah, and who spend from what we have provided for them in obedience to Allah's commands. At the day of judgment, a person will be asked 4 questions. Number 1, how did you spend your life? Number 2, how did you spend your youth? So, first of all, your whole life, and then your youth, the young years of a person. The youth of a person is the most important part of his life because he is fully energetic at that stage. Later on, when he gets older, he becomes weaker. A weak old man cannot wage jihad. He cannot fight in the way of Allah. He can only sit and pray. There are many duties in Islam which needs physical strength, which needs intelligence, mindfulness. All of these things are present in the youth. So how a person is spending his youth? Is he wasting his life in drugs or in useless activities? Or is he truly a productive person of a society who is strengthening the society and strengthening the ummah? He will be questioned about it at the day of judgment. And then he will be asked, how did you earn your wealth? And where did you spend your wealth? So what were the means of earning your wealth? Was it halal means or haram means? And where did you spend it? In halal things or haram things? All of these things will be questioned. All right. So first, he has to have taqwa. Second, he has to have faith in iman. Third, he has to establish prayer properly. And fourth, he has to spend his wealth in charity and zakah in order to please Allah, not to show off others. Those with taqwa are they? Okay, now these are the qualities of those who have taqwa. Now Allah is describing those who have the quality of taqwa, who believe in what has been revealed to you in the Quran. So Allah is talking about the Prophet Muhammad. Whatever is sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever has been revealed in the Quran, we have to believe in it. Whatever is in the Quran, we have to believe in it. That is how we will become the people of taqwa. And what has been revealed before you in Torah, Injil, and other divine scriptures. These are, Allah is talking about those scriptures who have not been fabricated. Allah is not talking about Bible or the Torah which we know of today. Allah is talking about Torah which Allah revealed on Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and Injil which Allah revealed on Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and other divine scriptures which Allah revealed on other messengers of and other prophets of Allah, the unchanged one. So we have to believe in all of this, and they are convinced about the reality of the Akhirah. Akhirah is also part of the unseen. However, Allah has separately discussed this Akhirah to emphasize on its importance, because many times in this world, as I mentioned earlier, people or criminals can hide or they can fool the government and they can cheat the system and they can run away from punishment, but at the day of judgment they will not be able to do that. And this belief, if a person believes at the day of judgment strongly, then he will avoid sins and he will try to live a good life as much as possible. All of it depends upon the belief, the level of our belief. The stronger our belief is, the stronger and the more purer our actions will be. These people described above are the ones who are on guidance from their Rabb, and they are the successful ones who will successfully gain entry into Jannah and will be saved from Jahannam. So Allah has given us a criteria how to succeed in life in the very beginning of the second surah of Quran. We have to have taqwa in order to gain guidance from the Quran. How will we gain taqwa? What are the qualities of those who have taqwa? First, they have belief in the unseen. Second, they establish prayer properly. Third, they spend their wealth in the way of Allah. They pay their charity and zakah and obligatory and optional one also. Fourth, they believe in what has been revealed in Quran and the previous scriptures as well. And fifth, they are convinced in the Akhirah at the day of judgment. These are the people of taqwa, and those are the ones who will gain guidance from Rabb through Quran and Sunnah, and they are successful ones. They will be entered into Jannah and they will be saved from Jahannam. This is what success is. In Allah's eyes, those who are protected from Jahannam and they are entered into Jannah, they are the real successful ones. Even if they are poor, even if they are weak in this world, but if they succeed in order to enter Jannah and they are protected from Jahannam, then they are the successful ones. Verily, it makes no difference to the kafirun, those who destined to die as disbelievers, whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will still not have iman. So now it is very important. A question arises that if they are already destined to be non-believers, then what's the point of questioning them at the day of judgment? So the answer is that they are destined to disbelieve because of their own actions. They were told the truth, the Quran and the Sunnah was presented in front of them, but they rejected the message knowingly, not out of ignorance but out of arrogance. This is why Allah sealed their hearts. It will come later on in the same surah, but I am explaining it that we have to be clear about this concept. Allah is talking about those non-believers who have already been told about Islam and they understand it properly. Some people do not understand Islam properly and they are against Islam out of ignorance. But some people are those who understand the reality of Islam, but they are against it out of arrogance. They are not humble enough to accept their error and correct their mistake and revert to Islam. So this is the thing which we have to differentiate between two types of non-believers, or two types of kafirs. So this is the type that those who reject intentionally, they are the ones who are destined to go to Jahannam, and there is no difference whether you tell them about Islam anymore or not. They are deaf, dumb, and blind. Allah has placed a seal upon their hearts so that no good enters it, and upon their hearing, so they do not heed what they hear, while there is a veil over their eyes, so they do not see the truth. There shall be a terrible severe and eternal punishment. So why Allah has sealed their hearts? Because they disobeyed, because they did not listen, because they intentionally rejected Islam. So Allah has, okay, one thing is, as long as a person does not reject Islam, the doors of his guidance are opened. But after a person knowingly, intentionally, after understanding Islam, if he rejects, then there is a state that this is a certain point where Allah snatches away his understanding also, and he is not able to understand Islam anymore. No matter how wise a person comes and how many words of wisdom have been told to him, or no matter how many miracles have been shown to him, or no matter how many explanations have been given to him, he will not listen. Are you getting my point, Afwan?
Yes.
So this is the end of first ruku. So inshallah, meet you tomorrow. Wish you best of luck. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So I hope that this video was useful for you. If it is so, then please like it, comment on it, share it, and subscribe my channel. Wish you best of luck. Inshallah, we will meet in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.